So I actually put this piece of paper or foam dead on my nose. Now when you look at it, when you compare it to the yoke and the aspen, you would think the aspen is centered, but it really isn't. It's really off to the left.
Correct.
And the yoke
is to the right of the
is
aspen.
to the right of the aspen, but still to the left of my body. So as I come up, this is, and on the video now, if I center it on the video, it looks better. But this is dead on, whoops, not quite now. Wait a minute. My nose, it should be further over here. So I'm going to move this over. Now there's where my nose is. I'm looking straight out of the plane, and my nose goes right here. How about even a little bit there? So if that's where my nose is, my left eye is over here, my right eye is over here. So my impression was Donald wanted it someplace. Oh, that's as far forward as it goes. So he wants his right eye on that, which if I'm looking straight ahead, my right eye is there, my left eye is on this side. But if I'm looking at the runway, as I'm landing, I would be looking more toward the left. Is that where you look to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So
you're not looking over the nose, you're kind of looking out of the left a little. So that's you're gonna naturally move your head to the left a little bit, not just your eyes.
So I would move this more like this because my head is sort of turned here. So
I think about 2 to 3 inches to the right of the yoke should be perfect.
This is the yoke right here. The yoke is here. So, and that's about 2 inches to the right of the yoke.
Yeah.
So it's really centered where my head is, but I'm really looking, centered is here, but I'm really looking sort of more that way.
Right.
So if Donald sort of agrees with that, I think, because to mounting it, I can see it's going to be taking a lot of this apart again. So that since it's already apart, it might save you. Let's see, now this is a picture of it up. That's kind of cool the way it shows. But this is dead center on my head now. But when I look out over the cockpit, I'm looking sort of this way. So if I move this, you'll see that this is in my right eye. And that's as high as we can get it because of the glare shield. But we can still see, I can see the penny in it from the reflection.
Now can you see the hole, can you see the bottom and the top? Because you want to be able to see that hole cut out.
Let me see, I'm going to move, you have 2 pennies there, right? Well, I'll move the penny to the top.
Yeah, you want to be able to see the whole, you should be able to. I
see the top very well.
Yeah, okay.
Now let me see the other part. Go all the way to the other side. I don't see that. Because this glare shield is just a little bit in the way. And it can't go up here, right?
No. There's no way to bring it up there because you won't be able to cut the hole in the, that'll be into the panel.
Right.
To the top of the instrument panel.
Okay, so
it has to go, I might be able to get it to go, into the first part of the glare shield.
Like here?
Nope, that's too far.
Further back?
I might be able to get it to halfway through here, but that's about it.
Like about so?
Yeah. That might be about as far forward as I can get it.
Okay. And well, that's all right, I guess. So
well, he said the further you sit down in your seat, the closer you bring that towards you to see. The taller you are,
the higher you want to bring it up.
The higher you want it.
Yeah.
Now, that's as high as you can get it because of the windshield, so.
Right. So
it looked to me like I could see it okay when it was fully vertical.
Right, this is my eyesight now. I'm looking sort of just like this. And I really can't see the base here. So I wonder if it can be,
well,
no, it can't be brought up. No.
This is what you're going to see. That's what the unit looks like.
Right.
So that's what you're going to be looking at. you don't have to see the entire cutout, but you're going to see the chevron and all is right in the
center,
middle.
right?
So even if you lose just a hair at the top or the bottom, it's not going to make any difference.
Okay.
You'll still see it.
Okay.
So once everything's lit up and all, it might come into focus better.
Exactly, even better.
And the lighting's not that.
Because I can just about see it, but the bottom, the very bottom. But what I'm looking at is the bottom line.
Yeah. Does this, if I put light on it, does that change anything?
It does. I can see 98% of it.
Okay.
At my height.
All right. So go bring your head up a little higher and see if you can see it any better.
I can see all of it now, 100%. If I just go up just a hair.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then you know what? Then try lowering it maybe.
Lowering this thing?
Yeah, see if that makes any difference if you bring it down a little.
Let's see.
Nope, you're up on an angle with the base. Yeah, that's where it would go.
Okay. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's. Let me put this down. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine with that. I guess the more important part was that this is in the right eye, and the left eye would be over here. So as I'm looking, my right eye is right on the HUD, and my left eye is just off the left of the cowling.
Right. So more or less, it's lined up basically with the altimeter.
Yes.
Which is almost 3 inches to the right of the yoke.
Okay. Yeah.
That's actually centered. Well, no,
it's,
not.
Well, even
this is actually center right here.
Okay.
I think, right? When that
more center is actually where my body is. This is just about center.
So it's about 1 inch to the right of center.
Yeah.
Is where you are. And he was saying that you want
1 inch to the left of.
To the right of center. If center is the, it looked to me like center was to the left of the altimeter. You know, the left third of the altimeter is center. Is that about right?
Yeah, maybe a hair inside of that.
Right. So you're about 1 inch to the right of center. And he was saying that generally speaking, like in the Cessna 172,
yeah,
your line, or a 182, your yoke is lined up on a seat more or less. It's not off to the right like this.
Right, this is off to the right of it.
So he said that on the 182, it was they generally line them up with the yoke.
Okay.
He said give or take.
Okay.
And so he's about right then as far as center line goes.
Right.
But not in the Piper.
Right. But in theory, the center, because you're looking to the left, the center is where you want that right eye.
Right.
So your right eye is going to be on center, your left eye is going to be a little...
That makes sense.
So I'll show this video to Donald, and if he agrees, then you can save the time by mounting while you have the plane.
Do you want me to put the other seat in here? And
sure, why don't we do that?
See the same thing. It may give you a different perspective.
Right, right.
You want them about the same distance, I would say.
Right, and the only other thing, this will be level, I'm sure. That's not even a question.
That's gonna come down more level, yes.
Right.
And whatever I cut into there,
so it may drop down a bit.
It's gonna drop down just a hair,
which is kind of good.
About 1/8 of an inch.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll grab the other seat.
Okay. The gem gauge was installed, and it looks very nice. He's going to take this light and put it over there, over the gem gauge, so it'll have a place on the panel, and then this will be just a plug. The RPM gauge is going, it might be dark, but whoops, do I have a light on this? I might have a flashlight. Don't have a flashlight. But anyway, the RPM gauge goes here, and the black ring, because of the size of the units, this will take up that space, and it'll look a little more attractive once the gray part is there. What else was there? Oh, this was going to have a blank plate and
a flush plate.
A flush plate, so we won't see that so much. I think that's about it. And the 750 unit will go right here. Laugh out loud, just joking. Okay, now I'm going to try the other seat. Hold that for a second.
Sure. Just here, let me get this out of the way too. I've got the turn and bank was on the floor there. Yeah, just watch all the hardware and stuff I've got laying. I've got all kinds of stuff in the center there.
I can fly with the seat back, but Donald flies a little more forward. Oh, this will work.
That's all the way back. That's the last detent. Now you're about 4 detents up.
I didn't know it could go back that far.
That's way back.
How do we get? Can this seat go back that far?
Yeah.
But then it's the back seat that's holding us, right?
Well, it doesn't really hold you, but you're near it. You can go back to all the detents in the floor
but
section.
our back seat, I think, prevents us.
Maybe back to the last one. Right now you're in the second hole right now.
Okay.
From being furthest back. That's probably as far back as you can go with the rear seat in it.
Did we talk about a power?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I haven't dealt with that yet.
No, I just wanted to. I forget a lot of things to tell you a lot of. This is the co-pilot seat, and we're off to the left of this, so it'll be the left eye. And this seat doesn't come up, does it?
No, that's a fixed seat. Now the other thing too, Curtis, is don't forget the airplane is sitting at a nose high angle right now.
Okay.
So in flight, your perspective right now, your natural instinct is to look up and over. If you were actually landing right now, your nose would be a few degrees, definitely 5 degrees lower than what it is.
Okay, but then before you touch down, you're going to be nose high again.
You're going to be nose high again. Yeah.
Okay. Then why don't we make this one exactly?
That's what I was saying. The same amount of spacing.
Right.
I just wanted to see.
However you measure
where
it.
your eyes were. You may say that one is.
I would make this the co-pilot just the same distance, because I don't think it's as critical. Oh,
Just for. That didn't work. Just for argument's sake, let me just do this real quick.
okay.
You can kind of get a better idea, if you want, where that sits,
Right.
as far as being centered, if you can get it to stop. So if you're sitting in the seat, is that about center?
That's center right there, yeah.
Okay, so center is basically 1/4 of an inch to the left of the yoke tube.
Okay, and it would be the same over here.
It would be the same over there.
Okay.
So generally, if you wanted to get kind of I can get a piece of tape, and we can put a piece of tape on it.
All right.
Then I can get my hands out of the way.
You want me to hold this?
Yeah, sure. I'll grab a piece of tape.
I'm measuring center from me sitting directly in the seat, and where this falls in between my